So I've been using CrystaLac products for almost a year now, and I've sort of figured out exactly what I love and can't live without. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the products that I use. I'm going to help you figure out exactly what you need to start making tumblers and acrylic blanks. But you can also use these products for so many more crafts. If you're new here, my name is Allison, and here on Allison Crafts YouTube channel, I'm dedicated to providing you easy to follow tutorials so you can feel confident making things on your own. In this video series, we're going to dive into exactly what CrystaLac is, what products we need, and what we use them for. Before we get into all that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and head back to video 1. I'm going to link it right here if you missed it, so you can get the free shopping guide and checklist. If you're anything like me, you love to craft and you like to buy craft supplies. Maybe you like to buy more, maybe you like to buy craft supplies more than you like to craft. Or maybe you're nervous to be on this whole new tumbler making journey and you're nervous to spend a lot of money right now, especially on something you don't really have enough information on. I know it's hard to make changes in our craft spaces and it's hard to sort of start with something new, so I wanted to take the time to outline exactly what is going on here and what you need to do so you feel confident in getting started making tumblers and keychains. So what do we need to buy? I'm going to go through everything right now. So first and foremost, they actually sell a tumbler kit where you can get everything you could possibly need or want all in one go. And if you can afford it, I highly recommend it. It's got everything you need and want, or maybe things you didn't know you wanted, but you do. Then you'll just have everything that you need to get started, and it's super easy. But I understand being nervous to just buy a ton of stuff if you don't know if you're gonna like it, you don't know if you're gonna use it, or you're gonna try to, use up some of your other materials. I totally get it. So I'm gonna go through each of the products sort of ranked as with importance, in my opinion, so you can make the best decision for you. The number one thing that you absolutely need if you want to make tumblers and keychains with CrystaLac products is Bright Tone. This is the top coat that's gonna give you that super durable, shiny finish. Seriously, it's amazing. You're gonna love it, but you have to have it if you're gonna make the switch. The other product that comes in the kit that I don't think you fully need is Extreme Protection. So Extreme Protection comes in the kit and you'll definitely use it, but it's not something that you have to have. I generally use Bright Tone for my cups from start to finish and don't even touch the Extreme Protection anymore. Now, it doesn't mean you can't, it's just that you don't need it. So Bright Tone has more solids, which means when the water evaporates, there's more solids, so the finish is thicker. You need less layers for a cup if you're going to use Bright Tone only, which is nice because every layer needs 4 hours to dry. So if you're gonna need less layers, you're talking about less time to finish a cup. But Extreme Protection is less expensive, so a lot of people will use it for the first few layers because it'll save them money. So you have to decide if you're going to trade your time or your money, and that you'll just have to make the best decision for you. But Extreme Protection also has a lot of cool benefits. Like if you are into woodworking or home decor, Extreme Protection is a great finish for those types of projects. So, you can sort of decide if you're only going to get a la carte items, I probably would only get the Bright Tone and not get the Extreme Protection. So the next item on my list that I recommend is the Universal White, which is a primer and paint that adheres super well to the stainless steel. So I highly recommend that as a base coat. And to go along with it, I would get the Craftnique pigments. There's 8 colors that you can mix and match to make new colors. So you can always get a matching base coat. Now, when you make a tumbler with CrystaLac, every tumbler needs to be sanded, prepped, and it should have a proper base coat. I always match my base coat color to the glitter that I am doing, and I can make my own colors with the pigments and the Universal White, and it saves time and hassle because that process is going to replace your need to spray paint. Okay, if you have a lot of spray paint, you can still use it. I still use it sometimes. But when you spray paint, because it has solvents, you have to let it dry for 48 hours before you can put any other CrystaLac products on it. So if you choose to go with the Universal White and the pigments, you only need to wait 4 hours to fully dry, and then you can move on with the process. And I don't know where you live, but like I live in the Chicago suburbs where the weather is very temperamental, and like 80% of the year I can't really spray paint because it's too hot, too humid, or it's too cold, too windy, or it's raining, right? who knows what it's gonna be like, all of that on the same day. So I personally like the universal white and the pigment, so I can skip the spray painting altogether whenever possible. Another item that comes in the kit that I really love, and I feel like they're like underrated, like people don't give them enough credit, are the liquid micas. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, they come in these little jars and they've got silver and gold and copper and rose and champagne, and I feel like they're amazing and beautiful, and we all should use them more. That I highly recommend, but it might be something that you're like, I don't really need that, but you will not regret having them. Like, they're perfect for swirl cups, or you can mix it in with the other top coats just to create like a really pretty shimmer. If you do a lot of black base cups, I highly recommend the black gloss. It's super pretty, it's really easy to work with, it's a great base, and it's black, so if you have a lot of cups that you need a black base for, I would recommend getting that black gloss. And the last product that I am going to recommend that's not in the tumbler kit is they're one of my favorites, are the Flippin' Awesome 3-in-1 paints. Okay, these are paint, primer, and top coat all in one, and they go on so nicely. Like, it's like the perfect finish every time you use them. They come pre-colored, so like coral and purple, there's a couple blues, and white, a linen color. Like, they're super pretty and they're super easy to use, and they make great base coats. So if you didn't want to mix up your pigments and your universal white, you could use one of the pre-colored ones, but they're also really good on the top for like peekaboos and crackle cups. They're like perfect. So I highly, highly, highly recommend those. So I hope this helps you get a little introduction of the products that I use and what they're used for. Don't forget to get that checklist if you want to have all of this information in one easy spot. Back on video 1, it'll help you, figure out what you want and keep you organized. But before you buy any of this, I'm sure you want to know a little bit more about how it all compares to using epoxy. In the next video, I'm going to link it right here. I'm going to go through my own pro-con list that sort of helped me decide which way to go and feel better about my decision. So hopefully you can compare them and make the best decision for you. Join me in that video.